This is Wake Up New Bedford, and I am here with Cameron Langlois.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me on, bro.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, no worries, bro.
So, for those who know you, but especially for those who don't, help us get to know you a little bit better by painting a picture of who you are. And you can start with, where are you from?
I'm from Fairhaven. So
Yeah.
I was born in New Bedford at St. Luke's, and then I've lived in Fairhaven for most of my life. Fairhaven, New Bedford, and Acushnet, which is where I reside now.
Okay.
So those are the only three places I've ever lived. So.
And so you went to school here too?
I did. I went to Fairhaven High. I went to the middle school in Fairhaven, and then I went to college at UMass Dartmouth.
What did you go to college for?
Business.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, business. It wasn't actually my first college career path. I did exercise science and nutrition first, and then switched. But,
I mean, yeah, you look in great shape.
well, I try to stay healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
As health is important. But
What made you want to switch?
honestly, I had always resold shoes as like a side hustle throughout my whole life. I started collecting them when I was 16.
Okay.
Shortly after that, I started getting into flipping them, and even while I was studying exercise science and nutrition and working actually at GNC, I was helping with supplementation. Still resold shoes throughout all that. And I don't know, honestly, I loved where the shoe market was and it was going, and I liked it way better. And I just thought about like where I seen myself, and I was like, you kind of can just fall out of love with something, and that's just kind of what personal training ended up being for me.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
I thought at the time that it was what I was really into the gym, and I still am to a degree, don't get me wrong, but I just felt like I wanted to do something else.
Yeah.
And I went and I talked about switching because at the time I was doing exercise science at Bridgewater, and then I ended up switching to the program at Dartmouth for business. So
when you were younger, let's say like middle school, did you have an idea of what you wanted to be when you grew up? Was it that nutrition and
No.
fitness? Okay.
Bro, when I was in middle school, I think I wanted to be an archaeologist, bro.
Yeah, really?
Digging for dinosaur bones, bro. I swear to God.
Yeah?
Yeah, that, and then I wanted to be a marine biologist
Okay.
at one point.
Sure.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I took marine biology, and I wanted to do that too. And it's like, you can think you want to do like 100 things, man,
Yeah.
but then you fall on one, and that's just what you end up doing, you know?
What inspired you to be interested in archaeology and marine biology? Was it your parents, or do you have siblings?
I do. I have, I have a mom and a dad, and I have 3 siblings. But no, I was just really into dinosaurs, bro. Honestly, when
So
I was
random.
a kid, yeah, I was really into dinosaurs, and I don't know, I remember watching Jurassic Park, and I used to just tell my parents, I was like, nah, I want to dig for bones. That's what I'm trying to do. And as a kid, that was it. And then marine biology, I've always loved, like, wildlife. Environmental police, too. And that was
Okay.
another one. That
Yeah,
was
really.
actually my first ever semester in a college was criminal justice.
Oh,
Yep.
see, that's interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, going back, like, obviously a while,
Sure.
you know. But my first, just my first semester, so the first, like, half year, I was a criminal justice major. Then I switched to exercise science. And then I ended on business. So I'm not somebody who went in and stayed with what they did, which is not the case for everyone.
So, you said that you really got into shoes when you were like around 16.
Yeah, it was like going into, like, the junior, senior year of high school.
So, were you hustling before then? Like, were you, like, when I was talking to Josiah, he was talking about how he started, like, when he was in maybe elementary school, middle school, he was selling, like, candy, like, gum type. Like,
I did that too in middle school.
Yeah, really?
You'd come in with like packs of Orbit gum, bro, and you'd sell pieces of it for $1.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did the same thing. I feel like that was just like something that like a lot of like people that like maybe just were involved with the business world, like that was just how their mind works. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
business
saying?
mind, yeah.
Yeah, but I did that exact same thing.
And so, did you just find it fun and that's why you did it, or were you really after the money, like even from a young age? Like, what made you want to sell stuff?
Well, shoes in general, my brother was really into, and he's who got me into like shoes and collecting them.
Yeah, okay.
And I started out as just a collector. But then there was this one time where I bought somebody's whole collection, and I had because I wanted part of it, but the other part I didn't want, but they only wanted to move it at once.
Sure.
So I bought all of it, and the ones I didn't want, I sold.
Sure.
And that's kind of that, like, when that one situation happened, I was like, there's a way I can do this where I can sell the pairs I don't want, keep the pairs I want, and either keep them for cheap, almost get them for free.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because I give them a wholesale price when they just want to get rid of their stuff, and then I piece them out for more money.
Yeah.
So.
And you really just, that business model of making profit, did you think of that yourself, or did you get that idea or plan from someone?
Mainly, I mean, just myself.
Yeah.
You know, like I was like, again, I was 16, 17 years old in high school. I wasn't working, bro. You know, so that was like kind of a way for me to like start getting going on things, man.
What was your first job?
I worked at Harbor Freight Tools right after I graduated.
You graduated high school? Yeah.
Yep, and that summer I got a job at Harbor Freight Tools in Fall River. I was overnight stock and overnight unload. I would go in at like midnight, and I'd be there until like 8 the next morning, or like some days later.
Now, do you not like working for someone, or do you not mind it, honestly? Or do you like being your own boss? And like that was kind of the motivation to get into business.
I will say no one ever likes working for somebody, bro.
Sure.
No one ever does.
Sure.
Okay? To be your own boss, you have to be very strict on yourself, and you have to be very disciplined, because you need to get the work done or you're not going to get paid. I don't think working for someone else is a terrible thing for a span of time. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, like, I worked for somebody from as soon as I graduated high school up until 4 years ago, right before I opened my first store.
Sure.
And that allowed me to make money to invest into my own business,
Yeah.
which otherwise it wouldn't have really worked. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So there is also careers out there that are worth working for someone else. You know what I'm saying?
Like what?
I mean, anything that you can make 6 figures doing.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Anything guaranteeing you a 6+ figure pay is definitely not. It's not easy to guarantee making 6 figures a year, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, there is jobs, like you said, you're doing police. Police can make great money between overtime and all the other stuff. You know, so there is jobs where working for someone else, it ain't a bad thing. You know, but I think that like when you are an entrepreneur and you work for yourself, there is always gonna be like just a roof that you can always go past, bro. You know, as long as you can get your business past that point. But.
And is being disciplined, does that come naturally for you? Or is that something you really had to learn throughout your life?
Oh, I definitely had to learn it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you come into the stores or you come into your business, some days you don't want to do anything.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has those days, bro. You can either, like, again, you can do that sometimes, but you can't do that every day, you know? Because you do that every day, and then it's like you're not going to make any money if you're not getting the stuff done that you need to get done for your business to function. So.
And so, when you were younger, and you first started to sell after that one situation, first, how were you, like, finding customers? Like, what were you using to, like, communicate with people? Was it just word of mouth? Facebook. Okay, got you.
Back then, bro, 508 Sneakerheads was the Facebook group to be on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not anymore, but back then, Facebook, like, resell was, like, the spot to buy and sell shoes at that time. That, and then there was an app that I had called Kixify, which was like before StockX, before Goat, before all that.
Yeah.
Kixify was the first one, and that kind of like was able to link you with people throughout the United States, and it gave you a way broader audience to sell to. So I'd buy stuff locally, and then in other places where it was harder to get, you could get more for it. So I started doing like sales for shoes throughout the U.S. that way.
Dang.
But
Okay.
it was the whole reason that the business was able to start up and get going was because of that Facebook group, for sure.
The name, 508 Sneaker Store. So, did it have that sneaker store part when it was just a Facebook group?
So it was 508 Sneakerheads was the Facebook group.
Okay, gotcha.
And then, yeah, this was kind of opened. I had become like a big part of that Facebook group at the time.
Did you run it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
I ran it, and I was probably like the most well-known reseller on the page, like at that point in time. So I did start the store like based off of that group, and that's where the name came from. Well, 508 is obviously the area code.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then that was the Sneakerheads group, and this was the sneaker store to go with it. So that's where that name came from. And then my logo, I met somebody from China
Okay.
through Instagram, and
Sure.
they ended up doing the logo for me.
And what is
So-
the logo? Yeah, okay, so kind of just like the design of the
Yeah.
flower. Okay, gotcha,
Yep.
gotcha.
Yep.
And it's clean. I mean, it's like simple, but it very much like gets the point across, and
Yeah.
pretty iconic, honestly.
I've had it for obviously since I first opened it, and it's a very well-known logo
Yeah.
at this point. But honestly, when I was talking to the guy about doing it, it took like a week for him to do that, only because where he lives, it's opposite time from us.
Yeah.
So like he would send me these drafts, and I wouldn't answer him until like 12 hours later because like I'd be asleep. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? So like we had to go back and forth and change a couple things about it.
Sure.
And originally it wasn't supposed to have the Jordans hanging off the end,
Yeah.
but I had him add that on because I felt like it was like a good,
No, it's a nice touch.
it's a good touch. It just said
For sure.
that was not on there at first. It was just the logo otherwise. But
When did you first identify as a sneakerhead? Was it when you were 16, or like?
yeah, probably. I mean, not out the gate, but like once I had like 20 pairs of shoes in my collection.
Yeah.
You know, that the most shoes I ever had
Yeah. What is it?
was I had 162 pairs.
What do you mean?
Yeah, just in my personal collection. Sometime probably back in like 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, I had gotten up to that point just through like reselling and collecting. I didn't really consider it my inventory because it was all my size. It was like 10 and a half through 11 and a half.
Sure.
But when I started putting the things into motion to open a store, I knew that I wouldn't be able to just open a store just off 10 and a half
Yeah.
through 11 because you have to have broad range of sizes.
Yeah, of course.
But I used my collection and sold it
Yeah.
to get capital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I did sell my whole shoe collection besides like 6 pairs, I think,
Oh,
at
wow.
one point.
Now, was there one pair that was hardest to get rid of?
There always is.
Yeah.
There always is. Even nowadays, man, like there's some pairs that I have in my collection that are worth like multiple thousands of dollars that I really should just sell, but it's like, once they're gone, I'm not getting them back.
Sure.
And it's like, I'm 30 years old, bro. I don't need $2,000 shoes anymore. You know, I have way bigger responsibilities than that.
Yeah. But it's hard. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a few. Slowly but surely, I've been liquidating my own collection because even right now, it's not the biggest, it's not the smallest. I probably have about 40 pairs left.
Sure.
You know.
Of your own personal?
Yeah, which is way less than it has been in the past.
Like by 120, yeah.
Yeah. But even then, I think I truthfully would be cool with like 20. I don't really do much anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I do come here, but I don't even always wear nice shoes because I either have something to do before where I can't, or I'm leaving and I go to the gym. I'm not going to wear nice, you know what I'm saying?
sure.
So there's days where I can. There's other days where I come in wearing beaters, bro.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Now, did you ever have shoes that you would just have but not wear?
No, everything I have is worn.
Okay, thank you. I mean, it's like, I just never
Yeah.
understood it, I guess, yeah.
If you're a collector, I guess, like when I had all those shoes, they were not all worn,
Sure.
but they weren't mine to keep. They were not worn because I had intentions to sell
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't keep like 40 shoes brand new to not wear.
Yes.
That is not, that was never my thing.
Yeah.
But there is collectors who have hundreds that they've never worn.
And is it because they just plan on selling it, or like, is there a population of sneakerheads that just like treat them like, you know, collectible cars?
Yeah.
And they just want to like look at them kind
There
of.
used to be more. There's definitely less of those people now.
Yeah.
But there used to be more, and then I've probably met most of them, especially from this area at this point. You know, I've bought in all of their shoes from them.
Sure.
You know, I have a handfuls of original customers that have been like downsizing their collections to me over the course of the last 4 years, from hundreds to their last 50. You know, so.
And so you feel like you said that there always will be a resale market, but has it just been drastically decreasing like in the last few years?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said-
Anybody who tells you different, they know that they're lying, bro. Like, because there's the shoe market in general. You know, there was a point in time where every single shoe, even if like it was undesirable, was selling out and reselling. Nowadays, a lot of stuff sits on the shelves for months, bro. So it's like, you know, like, you just kind of adapt to what footwear is the next trending item, or you just get out of the game.
Like I see you have foam runners, which makes sense because
Foam runners are still relevant.
exactly.
You
yeah.
know,
But like 10 years ago, they didn't even exist.
no, foam runners are still relevant. New Balances have been a wave, and Asics for a little bit.
Yeah.
Air Jordan 4s have maintained popularity for quite some time. Dunk game is dead. Most Air Jordan models, definitely on like the not so popular side. The only reason that the Yeezys like became less popular was because Kanye West. If he would have
Yeah.
just stayed on his shit, bro, it's his own fault.
Yeah, ruined
If
his
he
own
would have
thing,
stayed
yeah.
on his own shit, bro, that product would not be as like, you're talking like, you could not get Yeezys for less than like $400 at
Yeah.
one point, and now you can. You know, some of them you can even get for under retail now. So
Yeah.
like, but he dug his own grave. So
And it's interesting, like, what surprised me most about the shoes, especially the ones that you just mentioned, are Asics. Because I wrestled. And so I wore, like, Asics wrestling shoes.
yep.
And so maybe I just see it too much, like, in that realm for me to, like, see it as, like... I mean, like I said, I'm not a sneakerhead, so I don't even have that many shoes to begin with, but... I brought up Benny Bricks before. He came in wearing Asics, so I'm like, okay, so clearly, like, people think they're cool, but, like, I still just, like, see it as a wrestling shoe, but why do you think they, like, became popular?
Somebody wore them.
Yeah.
Somebody trending wore them, and then it picked up, and then it just became cool. Definitely, like, my ASIC sales are definitely more stagnated now.
Sure.
But there was a point, bro, I was selling probably like 20 to 30 ASICs a week, bro, during their
crazy.
prime.
Yeah.
Easily. Probably more than that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
So what shoe that you have, do you maybe, like, not see it, but then they still sell? Or like, as...
The ASICs,
Yeah.
bro, I was resilient to buy.
That's what I'm saying, right?
It took me months to get into the ASICs
Yeah.
with people trying to say they wanted them. Like, I had probably gotten messages on my Instagram account for like at least 2 to 3 months asking if I had ASICs in stock. And I was just like, bro, I would never carry ASICs. And then I was able to get a size run of the Cloud Gray pair, which was like the staple one at the time. And I think I sold all 8 of them in like one day.
Wow.
Yep. And then I just started investing into ASICs, and ASICs were booming for a while. The New Balances came in too. And then other shoes fell off. The Air Jordan 1 has by far taken the biggest plummet out of any other Jordans, in my opinion.
And you think just because, like, at this point they're kind of old? Or, like, people are just so used to them or want to move on?
Just trends die out.
Yeah.
You know, they come and they go. And it's like, the 4s have been solid for a while, but I guess you don't really ever know, like, if the 4s are not going to be cool. You could wake
Sure.
up tomorrow and nobody might want them. So it's like, you just kind of, you adapt, bro. You know?
And so people are always going to buy shoes and clothes.
Yep.
But do you ever get scared, like, of trends determining, like, the future of your business?
Of course.
Yeah.
Everybody does. Especially in this. You never know.
Yeah.
You have no idea when your last day in business is going to be, guy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You have no idea.
No pressure or anything.
Yeah, that's pretty much, it's like you are totally dependent on something remaining cool. Yes. So it's a great business, but it's a very risky one.
Yeah.
You know, in a sense. You know, the good thing is like when you get it up to a certain point, you always have the capital to go and invest into what's next. You know?
Yeah.
But you just got to stay on top. The thing is, it's not like with this type of stuff, you can see it dying out. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, like, it's not like you wake up one day and, like, essentials, nobody's going to buy it anymore.
Yeah.
It'll
It's
be
like a slow trend.
slowing thing where it's like you can see the sales are down, so you just stop buying it so that you don't, you know, when the crash comes,
Yeah, it's not
you're
all-
kind of almost out the door anyway.
Yeah.
That's the only good thing about it.
Sure.
Is like you kind of can see it coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you can plan for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
But this is just, it's so much more popular and big than it ever was. You know, because social media and like looking good is just such a prominent thing nowadays.
Yeah.
I personally think that there will always be like footwear and clothes that is like popular. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
No, I
Is it
agree.
going to be exactly what's in here? No. In 10 years, none of this might be. It might be completely different. But that is such a big focal point nowadays, is looking good, feeling good, and like wearing what other people wear and like what the celebrities have, that it kind of just keeps that market there.
Sure.
You know, Pokemon is one that I don't understand, bro. Like I don't, bro.
I feel you.
Like Pokemon is cool, but I go on Facebook every day and I literally see people beating each other up over a box in Walmart. I'm like, bro.
Really? Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's happened for Jordans. People have died waiting in line. They've gotten shot for Jordans.
But at least
like,
you can wear it. Like, what are you gonna
bro,
just walk around with a Pokemon card and be like, hey?
it's the money is what it is, you know? It's like
Yeah.
they're selling out, there's resell on it.
Yeah, there's a market.
It's not the product, it's the dollar the product makes you. Is what, you know?
Like, that reminds me of, like, Bitcoin. It's, like, not even, like, what it is, but it's what, like, you can
The
tell
value
the
that you
value.
can get out of it.
Yes.
It's never the product, it's the
Yeah.
value the product brings, bro.
Besides, with clothes, it's literally the product.
Well, that's one of the few things that kind of like has made sense, because
Yes.
you wear it, it goes kind of hand in hand.
Yeah.
The other stuff, it's just full collectible, where it's like you just have it, and the whole market is based on popularity. Whereas again, like you don't always need a $70 pair of shorts,
Yeah.
but you do need a pair of shorts. You can't go outside in your underwear.
Yeah.
You know, so like.
Yeah.
That is the only thing, is like with clothes and shoes, people aren't just gonna stop wearing shoes unless some crazy happens and everyone's barefoot, bro. But yeah.
So now, talk to me about business school. Do you feel like you learned useful information there, or most of what you end up doing day to day you had to learn on the job?
Both.
Yeah.
So I would say I'll break it into like thirds for you.
Okay.
I would say 1/3 of running a business I picked up from working for other businesses.
Okay.
Like
Sure.
there is
You're
things.
paying attention.
There's things that I learned working retail at other places that I have applied here to
Okay.
running my own. 1/3 maybe from business school, and then 1/3 from myself.
Sure.
You know, business school, the problem with that stuff is, bro, is like they can tell you everything they need to tell you way quicker than they tell it to you, but they add in a lot of other shit to
Yeah.
make it a full semester. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got
Whereas
you.
a lot of it is not.
It's fluff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Yeah. You leave with stuff that you could have left with taking a course for a month instead of 6. So like, you do take away stuff. Don't get me wrong, but like not all of what you're gonna learn in college, no matter what, is gonna be useful. Same with high school.
Sure.
You know, like I think all the things we learned in high school that we don't use.
Yeah.
You know, I think of the things they didn't teach us that we could have used.
That you had to learn somewhere else. Yeah.
Yep.
So, are you still happy that you went to college for business, or do you wish that you had spent that time doing something else, or like that money doing something else?
I'm happy that I did go, and I didn't finish.
Sure.
So I dropped out as a junior.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So I never finished. Thankfully, during the business boom, I was smart and I paid it off. So
Sure.
I don't owe money to college.
Yeah, okay,
Because
smart.
I knew that any time in the future when I'd go for loans for the business or to buy property, having a debt from school is against you.
Yeah, of course.
So when I had the availability to do it, I paid it off. And again, as a junior who did part of his college career in community college, I didn't stay. I commuted, so my debt wasn't as bad as some people who go to a state university for 4 to 5 years and live there.
Yeah.
But I don't regret it. I think I needed to do it to see what I could do. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you can't take things back. I would have preferred not to pay any money.
Yeah, sure.
But I think I did okay in the
okay.
sense with what I learned and what I had to walk away with. So.
And so, now picking things up from where you're working, is there one thing that really sticks out that you've held on to that you've learned from working at other retail places?
Definitely staying on top of your inventory. You know, when I worked at GNC, we had to do what was called cycle counts, where the higher end product, you always make sure that you keep count on it to keep theft down.
Sure.
And whether it's through somebody who coming in the store or internal through employees. So, you know, you want to keep your inventory on spot.
Yeah.
You also want to keep your buying power on tack too. You want to make sure you know how much money you have to utilize without overspending and then send yourself back when bills come. So that, just staying clean and organized, that's big. You don't want to be unorganized as a business.
Sure. And so when you talk about selling shoes across the U.S., is there, I know this area isn't the biggest market period, but was there a different market that you dreamed of moving to grow and sell more? Was there one shoe market that you really wanted to live there and sell, or this was good enough?
Honestly, believe it or not, this area is really good for this type of business. There's a lot of people interested. This is definitely not the prime spot for it. You know what I'm saying? But it's not the worst either by any means. You know, you could go to a city like Boston or New York or places in California, and you're always gonna do better.
Sure.
But honestly, I'm not the type of person who likes living in the city, man. It's not for me. I hate going to Boston. I hate traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will take being in an area that's less busy, knowing I can get to work in 5 minutes, than having to wait 2.5 hours, bro. And sometimes you just choose convenience, you know, instead.
Sure.
And it's good enough where I'm at. I'm not gonna complain, you know.
Yeah. So even now, you're comfortable enough where you don't imagine yourself moving anywhere?
Not anywhere like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't, bro. Now I own a house here. Yeah. Now I have the store here. I own other businesses here. Now I'm pretty much tied down here.
Yeah, sure.
You know, maybe you could go back when I first opened my store and I hadn't owned a home yet and hadn't done all kinds of other stuff. It could have been on the table. But as far as this business goes, it has to stay. I mean, it doesn't have to stay exactly where we are right now, but it's staying in the New Bedford, Mass area for sure.
Where your customers are?
Yes. Well,
so, with customers, would you say a lot of your purchases come from regular customers, or does a lot of it depend on getting new people?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely have a revolving customers, where they've been coming here forever. Some get into it, some get out of it. Some have been coming to me since I've opened, and then you gain new ones every day.
Yeah.
But it's important to keep expanding, keep growing, and keep reaching more people. And you also want to make sure that you're not only depending on the local clientele.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so talk about that.
The big thing with me is I still sell on pretty much any resale app. So I use my Instagram, which is, I do a ton of business shipping through there because not all my followers are from New Bedford. I have some all over the world that follow me now.
That's dope.
eBay is a huge one for shoes, StockX, and GOAT. So I sell on all four still.
Why eBay over Amazon?
Amazon's not good for shoes.
How come? What do you mean?
eBay, the fees are way cheaper because they have a shoe program on eBay. So they have a sneaker program where they middleman it and they authenticate the shoes.
Really?
So I send it to their warehouse, they authenticate it, and then the buyer gets it. So this protects the buyer from fraud, from people selling fake product.
Yeah.
and it prevents them from being able to claim they didn't get the shoes or do some form of like chargeback fraud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like I really like that. Same with like StockX and Goat both. It's a middleman service, so it's like it's pretty much not possible to get burned.
Sure.
You know, so that's why it's safe. But Amazon, they don't do that. It's direct to customer, so it's like I ship somebody something, they say that it didn't show up. Even if it did, I'm probably most likely gonna get, you know, screwed for the money.
Dang.
So because there's no like, it's just Amazon to customer. They don't do any middleman service there. So Amazon's a huge market, I think, and it's great for certain products. It's just not great for shoe reselling, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's new. I never.
You know.
I mean, I've never really been a sneakerhead, but I've never sold shoes either. So that was new information. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, in my lifetime at least, and I'm interested in what you think, was maybe around 2010-ish, was that the peak in the prime for shoe reselling? Or do you think it happened maybe like in the 90s? Or like, do you think it's still going on?
5 years ago.
5 years ago?
Maybe not even. COVID.
Really?
COVID. Absolutely. COVID changed the sneaker game.
That, people aren't even going outside to wear shoes. Why are
Doesn't
people
matter.
buying and reselling?
Because everybody had extra money, bro.
Oh, yeah, the stimulus. Okay.
Between the stimulus
Yeah.
and then the people getting all the bonus unemployment money.
Sure.
My highest grossing year was the year of COVID and after.
Yeah, wow.
Yep.
I would never have guessed that.
That changed the game, 100%. The shoes were at the highest points they had ever been before, and that was by far the biggest boom for shoes, trading cards. Other than Pokemon, Pokemon's still big right now, but other like sports and all that, COVID blew those hobbies up.
And your store was closed, right? During that time, or was it still
Briefly, actually, I think I had just opened my first store
Okay.
right when like the lockdown shit ended.
Oh, okay, cool.
So like, you know, I had just missed it because I think you're going back to what, 2020 now was when the COVID was.
Yeah.
So it was about 5 years ago, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So that point, but it was like a 2-year span of like going through the lockdown and then all the aftermath of like the stimuluses and stuff. The shoe market was crazy, you know, and then it's definitely like gone down and plateaued now.
Yeah.
But like it was never supposed to be like that anyway.
Yeah,
You
of
know
course.
what I'm saying? Like everything goes up, everything goes down, and then you just got to catch the wave.
Yeah.
But that, in my opinion, you will never see that again. You know,
No, and it makes sense. I
Yeah.
mean, like just with the extra money, and
it was
people were just kind of bored.
they were
like,
just blowing it, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that you will never see anything like that again. There will always be a shoe resale market, but it will not be like that ever again, in my opinion.
So, comparing the pricing of shoes to, let's say, well, I'm really curious for you to talk about when you were selling shoes like outside of your car. Like I've seen, like you've shown pictures of like you having shoes like stacked up like in your trunk, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, first question is, the prices of shoes that you would sell it for, has it gone up since then to like what it is now, the prices of shoes? Like, has there been inflation when it comes to like how much I would have to pay for shoes? Or is it pretty much the same?
Not, if anything, bro, like some of them have gone down in price probably since that point. I mean, like if you mean in the sense of like what I have to charge now that like I don't just sell them out of my car, I sell them with like overhead like taxes and rent and stuff.
Sure.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really, because like if you move enough volume, you really only have to add like $10 onto the price of something to like to factor that all in. You know what I'm saying? As long as you move enough. If you're straight only making one sale a week, no.
Yeah.
But
So you bring up a good point, because maybe I was just thinking of like designer shoes, and maybe those are just like more popular in that for the regular shoe it's probably stayed the same price, but like I feel like, do you think more expensive shoes are more popular now than they were, or not necessarily?
again, it depends on like in which time frame you're saying. So like this is not the peak for high end anymore.
Yeah.
The peak for high end was like at least 2 to 3 years ago.
Okay.
So like that's when like shoes were like at their tip top point. Nowadays, bro, I really don't even like buy anything that resells for more than like $500-600. When I first opened this store like about 2 years ago now, all these glass cases were filled with shoes that were worth $1,000 or more.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yep.
Were people buying them?
Some.
Yeah.
Or trading, but like that was a different time. You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, the shoe resale games is very different. It's cheaper, it's affordable, it's lower priced items. You know what I'm saying? And it's moving volume.
And why do you think that change happened?
The economy.
Yeah.
It's low now.
Yeah.
You know, you went from being at a high and unreal high to being at a very low point.
Yeah.
So, you know, stuff like this is not a necessity. It's kind of a luxury.
Definitely.
So like when it's in a luxury, when people have tons of money to blow, this is like what it, you know, that's when they can afford to buy this stuff. Whereas when it's at a low, it becomes different. So you got to switch it up, and you know, now you got to carry more affordable, you know, have your little bit of higher end stuff for like some people, you know what I'm saying? But like my average sale in 2021 was $400.
Wow.
For a whole year.
Average.
Average sale.
Yeah.
Was $400, bro. Now it's probably half that. So it just kind of goes to show you like what people were buying $400 shoes.
You said a year ago?
No, 2021.
Oh, 21. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So 4 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So the average is now like half that. You know. So again, it changes the game in the sense whereas most of the shoes now that you're reselling are just the cheaper, lower price stuff, you know, or the market is lower on stuff too. But.
And so do you feel like now when it comes to the store that you sell clothes to kind of compensate for, in order to make more money, or was selling clothes always part of the business plan?
No, my first two stores, my first store had 0 clothes. And then my second store, I only carried Essentials, which was like the first probably streetwear brand at the time that had like blown up.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know,
I thought you were
Essentials.
talking about, like, Essential.
No. Essentials, like the brand.
Yeah.
And then I started getting heavy into the streetwear. And it became more popular, and that's when like stuff like Spider and Denim Tears was up and coming.
Yeah.
But when you have a store this big, you need to carry both because of the space. You know what I'm saying? Like if I didn't have clothes in here, I'd be able to work out of a store probably half this size.
Sure.
Because like it's very easy to put all the shoes out because it's just one.
Yeah,
and then most of it's in the back.
Yeah.
You know, like the storage portion of it.
Yeah, sure.
So like you only get to a point of having a store this big if you're gonna carry both clothes and shoes. Otherwise, I could have stayed probably at my old store, which was half the size of this,
Sure.
and been okay. But I knew that like I wanted to expand more. Because you have people who come in here, you know, just with the intention to buy shoes, and then they end up leaving with a shirt too.
Which is what I did.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it kind of goes hand in hand. You know, nowadays, a lot of other stores, too, like, you can just start also, like, throwing, like, collectibles and stuff into the mix, too. Once you have a storefront, bro, you pretty much can, like, try and sell whatever you want, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, is it going to move? No, but you just trial and error it. This, obviously, is mainly just clothes and shoes and nothing else in here. But...
And so I am curious about, talk to me about that hustle of selling out of your car. Was that, when you look back at that, is that more fun, or was that just kind of like a stressful grind where you were just trying to like struggle and make it?
No, I think that actually it was, believe it or not, it was probably less stressful back then.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't have overhead.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't a legit business, bro. Like, I was just hustling shoes. I was definitely living, like, in an apartment back then at that time, you know? Like, nowadays, like, this is for real.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I have to make sales to make a living and pay my bills, bro. Whereas back then, like, it was extra money. It was fun. It was like a business.
And you were still working? Like, you started your job, right? Yeah.
Yep. I used to work, up until actually a few months of owning my first store, there was a brief time where I still worked part-time and had the store.
Sure.
Because it was a part-time store. It was only on weekends from Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and I would work part-time Monday through Thursday, whatever shifts I could get.
Yeah, okay.
Then I went full-time with it when it was doing really well.
Okay.
And I dropped all my jobs. And I've never worked like a part-time or any other job since. It's just been this.
And so, ever since you dropped that other job, would you say you've been working more or less since having your own business?
More.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, because you look at, right now it's just me here. There's been in the past where I've had help and stuff, but this has been just me for about at least 6 months now. But you look at the store hours, I'm only open like 30. But a lot of this business takes place behind the hours that you're not open. You know what I'm saying? Like sourcing the inventory, shipping things out. There's a lot of work that you have to do that you can't do during business hours because you have to deal with people. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you're gonna be a full-time store where you're open like 40 to 50 hours a week, most of them will have a staff. Yeah.
And so, right now, is it just you because obviously having an employee is going to be expensive, or do you like to be more hands-on with everything you do?
Both.
Yeah.
It's a factor of like 3 separate things.
Okay.
Definitely, you make more money. You don't have to worry about it.
Sure.
I don't have another job, bro, so like I can dedicate 40 plus 50 hours to this between working it and doing everything else I need to do.
Yeah.
It's very hard to find somebody who can do the work the same way as you. You know what I'm
True.
saying?
True.
You can put anybody in here to run this as a retail store, but it's very hard to buy shoes off people when
sure.
people bring them in to sell them. Like, you need to know what you're buying. You need to know what it's worth.
Sure.
And it's like, I put somebody in here who doesn't know how to do that. The store ends up just being a retail store for the day, which is fine. But then you got people come in trying to sell and trade, and you can't help them. They kind of get upset.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you either got to find somebody who can do it all, or it's like not worth it almost some of the time. And then other than that, inconsistency. With showing up, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have one guy who's on call. He's been a great friend of mine forever, and if I need him, he shows up.
Okay.
But there's been times in the past where you schedule people, and it's like right before they're supposed to be in, they tell you they can't come in. It's then I have to come down here regardless.
Yeah.
Or like, again, this is not an easy business to work in. There'll be days where I take a day off and somebody's running the store and I get called like 5 times, and it's like, at that point, bro, I might as well just come in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what am I doing? It's not like I'm enjoying the day off. You know? And then if it's a problem that they really can't fix, I kind of have to answer the phone, because if not, it looks terrible on my business. So for me, it's kind of just come to the point where I'll do it all. I'll make the most I can, and I'll be responsible for it doing well or doing poor.
Sure.
You know, it won't be anybody else's.
And that pressure, is that something you've gotten used to, or you're still finding a way to balance it? That's a lot.
You'll never get used to it, bro.
Yeah, sure.
You know, you will have the nights where you can't sleep, and then you go through the ups and the downs. But it's like, no matter what, with anything in life, you kind of do. You know, you run the risks. Whether the business does well or fails, or, you know, whether you're working for a great company making good money and then you wake up one morning and they tell you they're terminating you, bro. It's like, you really don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the outcome is ever going to be with anything. So you just wake up and you do your best every day.
Sure.
And that's pretty much all you can do.
Yeah.
You know?
And yeah, do your best, you know, stay consistent, which I feel like is a big part of it.
This consistency is very important. It's like knowing what you need to do, and as far as like what your business model is, knowing what demographic you need to reach, what product you need to have, or what service you need to offer. You know, and I mean, yeah, I sell product, but like, again, there's entrepreneurs that are electricians, you know, plumbers. There's all kinds of different things that are not even close to the same type of business as this, but you still kind of need to know how to put your business out there to a degree. So.
Thank you everyone for watching. This has been my conversation with Cameron Langlois, and thanks for watching. Peace.